key to success as a soldier is pretty simple. Work hard, train hard, and do the right thing every day. Make things better.
The main emphasis is that training. We're actually here to help Ukrainian Army train better. It's just a different style of training that we do. It gets very detailed, and we spend a lot of time with the individual soldiers, and that's why we have a lot of experience. Your soldiers just love the training and do really well at the training, and that training is going all the way up through and making things very good, and your Army will be a better Army just because it trains better. That's what will make it better. The professionalism in the training. The reason why the United States Army is as good as it is because we train hard. There's no secret to being a good Army. It's training hard. The most challenging thing in Ukraine is the language barrier. Some of the cultural differences between the United States and Ukraine, but the language barrier is what probably slows down some of the work sometimes. But our linguists are fantastic, and they make it possible to do the work that we do with your Army. Is with the Ukrainian soldiers, they want to learn. They're like sponges. They want to learn. They keep absorbing everything that they want to train with us. As long training, but train with us on new stuff that they're learning, new NATO doctrine, you have qualification standards that you've published, the General Staff has published, and they're relatively new, and they've started, this is the first cycle we've been training on them, and they're just diving into and learning that new stuff with our team. The biggest thing we work on, and training is universal, and armies are based off of how good their training is, and you train hard so you do well in combat, and we have sayings that if you train hard, the sweat and sometimes the small cuts and bruises you have here training save blood in combat.
As a professional, and I'm going to speak, we learn a lot from what the Ukrainian Army has experienced in the ATO, and just our combat experience in Iraq and our combat experience in Afghanistan is different than the combat experience you have here in the ATO. Just as it sounds small, but one of the things that we're relearning in the United States Army is that for 15 years we haven't had to camouflage anything because we've been in the desert, so there's really not much camouflage. Your Army camouflages to a degree that we sometimes can't even find where your tanks are when we're training with you. And that's teaching us to go back to the way we were 15 years ago, that we understand that that is very important. I mean, that's just one small thing is camouflage, but discipline, light discipline, communications discipline, being very precise in what you do in your operations. We haven't had to worry about a lot of that over the last 15 years. We had to worry some about it, but not when you're not at the level you have to worry about it in the ATO. And your soldiers have learned and helped teach us those lessons that we will pass on to our soldiers. This is a good mission. It's a very good mission because it is my goal here with my soldiers is to train your Army on the defense of this nation, the defense of this great nation. And we really enjoy working with Ukrainians. And for me, I was in Europe in the 1980s as a private, and I saw that Cold War back then. And for me and some of us that are older, it's helping to establish those securities for free people. And that's what U.S. soldiers, no matter when it comes down to it, the mission's good, and if the mission's good, we go anywhere. And if we are helping to another nation defend their freedom, we'll be there, and we're usually there.